Before I start this video, I'll be creating a Basically series. The Basically series is about me talking about all the various shows that happened over the years. It's pretty fun, and go subscribe to my channel. Now I forget, those videos. Anyway, enjoy the video. I actually finished Cuphead.
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 Cuphead. Cuphead!
Cuphead is a video game that's 1930 style. The two main characters are Cuphead and Mugman, and they have to collect all these soul contracts because they lost a bet to the devil. And why? I recommend you to watch the full video. The gameplay is not mine. I'll give full credit to Pro Safia Gaming. Anyway, once upon a time, in a magical place called Inkle Isle, there were two brothers named Cuphead and Mugman. They lived without care under the watchful eye of the wise Elder Kettle. One day, the two boys wandered far from home, and despite the Elder Kettle's many warnings, ended up on the wrong side of the tracks and entered the Devil's Casino. Inside, Cuphead and Mugman soon found themselves on a winning streak at the craps table. "Hot dog!" exclaimed King Dice, the casino's sleazy manager. "These fellows can't lose." I mean, that's a good impression of King Dice. "Nice run, boys," laughed a newcomer. The brothers gasped. It was the casino's owner, the devil himself. "Now, how about we rise the stakes?" he suggested with a toothy grin. "Win one more roll and all the loot in my casino is yours," the devil boomed. "But if you lose, I'll have your souls. Deal?" Cuphead, blinded by his easy riches, nodded and grabbed the dice for a throw. "Gosh, Cuphead! No!" cried Mugman before he understood the danger, but it was too late. "Snake eyes!" laughed the devil while slamming the floor. "You lose!" The brothers trembled in fear as he loomed over them. "Now about these souls?" The brothers pleaded for their very lives. There must be a way to repay you," Mugman stammered. "Yes, please, mister," Cuphead added. Perhaps there is," the devil snickered, pulling out a parchment. "I have a list of runaway debtors. Collect their souls for me, and I just might pardon you 2 mugs. Now get going!" the devil roared, kicking the boys out most rudely. "You have till midnight tomorrow to collect every one of those souls, otherwise I'll be the one collecting yours." Cuphead and Mugman were terribly frightened and ran away as fast as they could. "Come on, Mug," panted Cuphead. "We have to find Elder Kettle. He'll know what to do." "Wait, Elder Kettle looks like this? I was expecting him to be a really huge buff guy." After Cuphead talks with Elder Kettle, then you enter one of the first bosses, Botanic Panic, featuring the Root Pack. Make sure you collect those coins from Mac. A potato comes out of nowhere from a weird hole and tries to spit at you dirt. Oh yeah, and so is like those pink worms you can parry. Once you defeat him, there's also 2 ways of the onion. If you hit him, he'll cry out tears on both sides, and the tears fall on you. And some of them you can actually parry. If you don't hit the onion, a radish
U-G-L-Y, you ain't got no alibi, you ugly, you ugly,
will come out of nowhere and will try to try to kill you while you're trying to defeat that carrot, the last boss. And the carrot takes control of the other carrots. And wow, the third eye. Anyway, once you defeat the boss, you go into Ruse of Anubis. Welcome to the easiest boss ever created, Ruse of Anubis, featuring Goopily Grande. I didn't want to do Forest Follies just yet, but I'll do it after, that boss. The contract you're trying to get is this guy. Yeah, a round-shaped
Goofy.
Overall, he jumps really high, and it's really easy to dodge his attacks. Well, he throws literally his face at you. Well, not his face, but you know what I mean. After that, he takes a drug, making him really buff. Instead of just launching his face at you, he uses a boxing glove to really punch you in the face. Well, try not to die, once you kill the Goopily Grande on steroids, a grave will smash on him and it'll move around. Well, it'll smash on you. But this one's actually the easiest one. Now you're on to Forest Follies. You basically just run and gun around the map. Get it? My jokes are terrible. You basically run around the map collecting coins while floating flowers and mini Goopily Grandes just blocking your way. Well, not just that, but I don't even know what that thing is. Oh my god. Oh yeah, there's a mini boss in this game. You want to see it? Well, it's basically an acorn machine controlled by a flower. They pull out acorns that try to drop on you. But you guess you can say this boss is pretty easy. Once you can escape all this madness happening after you just completed your first run and gun. Now you're on to Clip Joint Calamity, featuring Ribby and Croaks. In there, let's start with Ribby first. So, he will turn his arms into a fan and launch out his own boxing gloves. One could be A, pink, or B, blue. The blue ones you just have to dodge. But if you see like a pink one, you just have to parry it.
Perfect.
Meanwhile, Croaks will spit fireflies at you. After that, Ribby will go to the other side and try to clap some Saturns at you. While Croaks, turning himself into a fan, will push you backwards, making it harder to play. The last phase of the boss is when Ribby goes inside of Croaks' mouth, turning himself into one slot machine. While fighting the slot machine, it'll release little coins until you parry that boxing glove. When parrying the slot machine, it'll choose a random animal. This one's the frog. The frog opens up spheres with spikes on them. I kind of find this one pretty annoying. This one's the bull. Instead of just going down, it floats while there's spikes. And there's like fire coming up or down. The lion is on ground. But I find this the most annoying because there's balls dropping down and up. Well, they're mostly bouncing. But you have to go through them, which is pretty annoying. Yeah.
No!
Let's just skip the tutorial. This one's called Threatened Zeppelin, featuring Hildeberg. You start off by flying with this person, trying to collect her contract. Her attacks is that she laughs at you and throws tornadoes at you, while these weird thingies shoot round bullets at you. Well, that part's pretty hard. But wait till you see this one. She transforms into a bull, hitting you like this. She also transforms into a weird archer and two nymphs throwing something at the sky and it lands on you like this. For a while, she will turn into dream marks, and when she opens her face, UFOs come out of her, causing them to damage you. There are also stars there, and some of them you can actually parry. Just defeated the new DreamWorks. Let's go into this one, another running gun. The running gun is called Treetop Trouble. It's where you're stuck in a log full of woody woodpeckers. You wander around collecting coins. While there's like these roaches that roll around like a ball. They also bounce too. Anyway, once you go on top, you'll try to hit these logs with these weird fly things. Well, yeah. Once you get out of there, you'll see these flying things carrying leaves, which you can stand on. But once you stand on them, a boomerang-shaped fire thingy will literally fly from below and hit them. Well, try not to die, please. After a long run, you'll find this really huge bug.
You like jazz?
And guess what? It'll shoot the boomerangs, but they won't fly to you back, since it's not really a boomerang. It's just shaped like a boomerang. Once you defeat that mini-boss, you've just completed Treetop Trouble. And you also get your coins. Welcome to the Mausoleum 1, I guess. Well, you parry a bunch of ghosts, saving the person we will talk about at the end. Once you parry all the ghosts, guess who's in there? We'll set free. The legendary Chalice, which will give you a super art. Well, we'll tell the super art what it is in the Cagney Carnation. There wasn't any footage of the super art in Cagney Carnation, so here's one. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Welcome to Floral Fury, featuring Cagney Carnation. In there, you'll be finding flowers of BFDI. It will launch its face at you up or down, After that, it will shoot seeds growing from the ground. If you see a pink one, you will have to parry, because if you don't, it will grow a pumpkin, basically shooting a pink weird thingy on you. Try to hit it. After that, it'll open like these dirt carrots that follow you. It'll also release a boomerang. But I kind of find that pretty useless, boring, and easy. The last part of the boss is when Cagney attached to the ground, making the ground you play on, well, you can't go on the ground because it's full of spikes. Spikes go on the little thingies. It will also spit dandelions at you. Well, they kind of look like feathers. Some of them you can parry. Just defeated the last boss on Inkwell Isle 1. I guess that's it for Inkwell Isle 1. This video doesn't really have the talking with these people. Yeah. So, well, ain't that a pip? Looks like you guys really put a caboose on them debtors. You can head on over to the next aisle. Plenty more marks for you to lean under. Guys, hang on. Thank the stars I caught up with you. I believe I found a way out of this mess, and you're in. Hot dog, you have? Your strength is growing. You'll soon be a match for that no good King Dice, and maybe even the devil himself. Golly, do you really think? I do, but you'll never get close to the devil unless you already have those soul contracts in hand. Only then will you get a chance to turn the tables on that fiend. So, when that time comes, do the right thing! Now we're on to Inkwell Isle 2. New bosses, new running guns, and more people. Welcome to Carnival Kerfuffle, featuring Beppy the Clown. In there, you're fighting Pennywise riding a bumper car, while there's ducks dropping light bulbs at you. Some of them you can parry, and one of them are just normal. The second part is where he turns his head into helium, putting dogs there, while there's a roller coaster running at you. Wow, how nice of you, Beppy. Oh yeah, I'm trying to take your soul. After that, he rides a horse, spitting horseshoes at you, while there's a roller coaster aiming at you. If it's a green one, it's normal. But if there's a golden one, it's spinning straight. Horses are coming down you, so. The last phase of the boss is when he falls off the platform and then turns himself into a ride. Penguins will fall in his mouth and throw baseballs at you. But there's many ways to get rid of those penguins. A, the roller coaster, or B, your super art. You just defeated Beppy the Clown.
Ew! Dude!
Welcome to Pyramid Peril, featuring Jimmy the Great. Let's talk about his three main attacks. One attack is when he places down his chest, opening cat sarcophaguses. When they open, little cats come out, and some of them you can parry. He also throws his skull at you, which is pretty weird.
Shabba dabba gooba like a meeble. Deeble? Shabba dabba gooba like a meeble.
The next one is where his chest opens. Ancient Greece jewelry also opens his chest, which are swords, and some of them you can parry. The second phase of the boss is that there's walls there, and you have to shoot the heads to go through. There's also blades trying to hit you. The next phase is a sarcophagus. What opens is this weird wiggly worm and spit out eyeballs at you, while there's ghost mummies charging at you. Since I'm too lazy to talk about the secret boss, let's just go to Cuphead. The next phase of the boss is you're facing against a Cuphead, which is a puppet, but Cuphead. Yeah, its main attack is that it shoots the pea shooter at you. And some of the pea shooters you can actually parry, while there's a hat shooting bullets at you. The last phase of the boss is that there's 3 Illuminatis, and they're blocking your way. They also shoot you, while a big Jimmy the Grey is shooting lasers at you, just like Grim Matchstick, but we'll talk about him later. You just defeated Jimmy the Grey. Remember kids, don't smoke, like ever. Welcome to Sugarland Shimmy, featuring Barnes Von Bonbon. In there, you'll be fighting a lady, and a gingerbread house. She'll be using her toys made out of candy to attack you. One of them is this weird muffin. He'll go up and down, and one of its thingies will hit you. The next boss is the gumball machine. She, or he, will open up these gumballs to hit you. There's also these jelly beans, but some of them you can parry. The next one is pretty easy. There's this Pac-Man guy that tries to hit you, while there's a little guy following him. Oh yeah, and Barnes von Bonbon is shooting you with her candy shotgun thingy. Yeah. There's also other mini bosses like a candy corn going in other directions, or a waffle exploding itself to a million pieces. The last part of the boss is that she turns her own house into a psychopath. And they're running at you. Her attacks is that she throws her head at you, and the house opens its mouth, making a candy roll. You can also parry the candy. You just defeated Barnes von Bonbon.
Wendy's, is that you?
Hi, welcome to Wendy's.
Welcome to Fun for Your Favor, another run and gun. When you first run into the run and gun, there's this guy that throws magical stuff at you. Once you enter the thingy, you'll jump on this trampoline over some balloons. But some of the balloons you can parry. After that, the guy throws the magical stuff at you again. There's these clowns rolling over balls, and you're supposed to get that coin over there. After that, you'll be going on these thingies, but I don't want to say that word anymore, because you know, it sounds sus. But you shoot these astronauts, whatever those things called. And there's a mini boss. Well, they're just cannons. Oh look, the magician guy's back. More clowns, more coins. There's also this duck boss, which is pretty easy. The last part is they're going on these letters, while there's muffins there, just blocking your way. Oh yeah, and something is spitting relish, ketchup, and mustard, which is a hot dog. Once you defeat the hot dog, you've just completed Fun for Your Fever. Wow, does the music kind of sound like Mario? I mean, it's an inspiration. Welcome to Avery Action, featuring Wally Warbles. In there, you'll be fighting a bird that'll shoot eggs at you, while there's babies pointing needles at you, but some of them can actually parry. He'll also shoot 3 bullets at you. The next phase is that the bird, Wally Warbles, goes psycho and has an epic rage moment. After that, you'll fight his son, which will shoot a parry at you. Oh yeah, there's also eggs surrounding him, so he can be protected. The last part of this boss is actually pretty hard. There's 2 birds carrying him, and he throws out his heart, which will shoot bullets at you. Wow, these things are shooting pills at you, which is pretty hard. Not just that, but he turns his own head into a garbage can, throwing garbage at you. Gross. But some of the garbage you can parry. You just defeated Wally Warbles. Oh look, they're putting salt and pepper on him. That should be delicious. Welcome to the Mausoleum 2. It's basically the first one, but a little bit harder. And there's a new ghost. It just goes around in a circle until it hits the chalice. After that, you'll free the legendary chalice again, and she will give you a new super art. It's just an invincibility that can turn you yellow, but it's pretty cool. Welcome to Funhouse Frazzle. In there are cards, and one of them you go to the roof when you parry them. But if you parry the card on the roof, you just go back down. There are cars on the top, and there's ducks on the bottom. Cars, they just run you over. But the ducks, you can just hit the first duck, just with your chaser, yeah. But some of the ducklings you can parry. After that, the ducks would be at the top, and the cars would be at the bottom. But I find the ducks kind of easy. Well, after that, you'll find this ball with an eye. They'll shoot lips at you, while they open their mouths to open the car, up or down. After that part, you'll see these stars that shoot like these round bullets at you. Yeah, and they change directions. While you're trying to escape, you'll see these clown rocket thingies riding a unicycle, but they'll drop down and follow you. After the chaos, you'll soon find these thingies that will push you back or forward. Let's just not talk about that guardian over there. Find this trumpet that will blow out words, just like what it sounds like. You also find these weird thingies, but some of them you can parry. The next part, you'll find this wall. It's like the same thing from before, but this time, instead of the cars, it launches their tongue. You just completed Funhouse Frazzle. Welcome to Fire Frolic, featuring Grim Matchstick. In there, you'll be fighting a dragon that shoots round lasers at you. You can also parry one too. It'll also shoot 1 or 2 meteors on fire at you. I forgot to mention that there's a tail that emerges. The next part of Grim Matchstick is that it goes to the other side. It opens its tongue and fire jumps out of there and tries to hit you. It's pretty easy using your chaser.
Are you sure about that?
The last phase of the boss is that it turns 3-headed and shoots fireballs at you. Not just that attack, but it blows fire at you, just like a flamethrower. You just defeated Grim Matchstick, the last boss of Inkwell Isle 2. While making this video, I noticed that the DLC is coming soon in June 30th.
You got me jumping like.
Looks like I might have underestimated you bums. Gave it to them dippers, but good. Go on over to the next island. Lots of fun times waiting for you there. The little mugs have some fight in them. I'll say that much. They're making mincemeat out of them dippers. You see, I know there's something special about those fellas. Well, don't be so sure just yet. Boss, I think there's something fishy about those two. Don't blow your wig. Guys, if those two little finks try anything, I'll be waiting.
Met you in the summer.
Now you're on to Inkwell Isle 3, the last Inkwell Isle, until you face King Dice and the Devil. Welcome to Honeycomb Herald, featuring Rumor Honeybottoms. In there, you'll be facing against the Queen Bee. But first, you'll be fighting the cop. His attacks is that he places these bombs that explode spikes, but some of them you can parry. There's also these elder bees that just wander around. The next phase of the boss is that you're facing against the Queen Bee herself. If she goes into the middle, she will hang herself and spit bees at you. If she points at left or right, she will shoot either one of those shapes. One, which is a triangle, that will shoot each corner. You can parry it too. Not just that, but the Queen Bee will also spawn in these circles, which you can parry, but they'll also follow you. The last phase of the boss is that the Queen Bee turns herself into an airplane. Her attacks is that she throws these missile fists. They'll follow you. The other attack is even harder though. She will pull out a blade going to the other side. I want to give credit to Justo All Day for some of the scenes I used, because that would be outright stealing. This means I'll be using his gameplay too. You just defeated Rumor Honeybottoms. Now you're on to Shootin' and Lootin', featuring Captain Bradybeard. In there, you'll be fighting a pirate. One of his attacks is that he tortures the squid, making it puke out parries.
Please stop this madness.
Not just that, but a barrel hits you. He'll call out random animals just by whistling. That could be A, a shark, or B, a squid covering your screen with ink, or C, what the? This is one of the important phases. The boat spits out cannonballs out of its mouth. After that, the boat looks like it's gonna puke and grows extremely enormous. Not just that, but it fights with his tonsils. Tonsil will spit out bubbles of fire, which is not that easy to dodge. The tonsil will use the atomic breath when it's a parry. You just defeated Captain Bradybeard, even though he's not there. Welcome to Peerless Piers, another run-and-gun. In there will be some flying fish, but some of them you can parry. There are also these thingies that spit out green spikes. There's lots of critters I can't even explain. Once I get through this mess, you'll go on these crabs and then get a coin. After that, there will be a lobster that will be swimming and will shoot a lightning bolt at you. What are you, Zeus? Oh yeah, there's also these starfish and bubbles that are floating. You also need to parry this buoy. There's also a boat, and then go to the octopus. When you're on the octopus, you must destroy the wall by parrying it. There's also that thingy.
Today. Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that?
And there's also a shrimp going out of nowhere, but some of them you can parry. When the octopus leads you to the finish line, you just completed Peerless Piers. Since I'm too lazy to talk about the third mausoleum, I'm just gonna go straight to the Super Art 3. It's a buff ghost of yourself that will, like, you know, punch, and then you'll parry it. Welcome to Marine Corps, featuring Werner Werman. In there, you'll be facing against a rat. One of his attacks is that he throws garbage at you, throws tomato bombs at you. The other attack is that he throws these thingies you can parry on, because he's going to charge at you. The second phase of the boss is that he fails to throw a rocket at you. His attacks is that he's going to use his flamethrower, up or down, while there's bottle caps charging your way. Sometimes there can even be all of them. The last phase of the boss is that he gets swallowed by a cat. One of its attacks is that it tries to hit you, while there's a wooden slabs that fall from the ceiling. It releases ghost rats out of its mouth, which will hit parries at you. You've just defeated Werner Werman, and he's controlled that cat all this time. Welcome to Rugged Ridge, my least favorite run and gun. In there will be goats that throw pickaxes at you. They're sort of like boomerangs. You can hit them easily. The mini boss is basically a lion made of rocks. When it yells, it pushes you down, and a goat throws its pickaxe at you. After that, blah blah blah, you'll go on this platform that will take you down. There will be some sand guys and a dragon that will shoot either a parry or just a normal fire. Don't miss that coin when it brings you down. There will be some like satyrs from ancient Greece. They'll jump from nowhere and it's easier just to hit them. There will be these guys that will spit out oils, but some of them you can parry. After all that mess, you'll be chased by Cyclops Man all the way to the finish line. You just completed Rugged Ridge, the last run and gun in the game. Welcome to Junkyard Jive, featuring Dr. Cal's robot. Literally the hardest boss in the game. Here's why. There are 3 attacks in the first phase of the boss. What comes out of his stomach are like these thingies, which are, I think, planes. But that's a sort of an easy part. What comes out of his chest, though, is this thingy, which you can parry. It will block the screen, you know what I mean. Oh wait, that rhymes. On his head, which is an antenna, which will shoot a huge laser at you. Even if you hit the guts, there's still gonna be a thing that comes out there, which is well, I don't know how to explain it. Once you hit all 3 of them, the robot will shoot nuts and bolts at you. You have to shoot the heart for this one. While doing that, there's gonna be 2 attacks while you hit the robot, which is A, a magnet that will pull you down, or B, which is an arm that will shoot lasers at you. The next phase of the boss is that the head just goes around. Yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, and the thingies try to hit you too. The last phase of the boss is that you fight Dr. Cal himself. He uses science by using a red or a blue ruby, well, a ruby or a diamond, which will shoot these thingies at you. Oh yeah, and the wall will block you too, making it 10 times harder. Some of the thingies you can parry. You just defeated Dr. Cal's robot.
You're gonna die! You're about to die! You're gonna die!
Welcome to Dramatic Fanatic, featuring Sally Stageplay. In there, you'll be facing against the drama lady. One of her attacks is that he kisses the heart out of you, throws a fan at you, and teleports. I don't want to talk about the secret boss, so let's just keep it normal. The second phase of the boss is that she's with her husband. Babies drop their bottles at you, while toy mice comes out of her umbrella and goes up and falls on you wherever you go. The next phase of the boss is that she uses this. Yeah, I don't know what to think of. One of the attacks is that it already tells you. The lightning, the meteor, the big wave, and yeah. The lightning is that that strikes down you. Well, it's pretty easy to dodge. The meteor, you have to hit it until it cracks open the star that you can parry. You can parry over the star to the big wave that's like, running towards you. The last phase of the boss is that she turns into an angel while this umbrella follows wherever you go. This last phase is extremely easy. You can just use your chaser. People also throw the roses down, but some of them you can parry. You just defeated Sally's stage play. Welcome to High Seas High Jinks, featuring Cala Maria. In there, you'll be fighting against Cala Maria herself. One of her attacks is that she lures a pufferfish, but some of them you can parry. While doing that, she'll spit out pirate ghosts that will hit you wherever you go. Another attack is that she spawns a horse, which will literally spit out water. Well, once it does that, she, gets a fish and tortures the fish by making it puke out these thingies. Some of them you can parry. There are two fishes. One that we just talked about, and another, which is a yellow one, that will spit out an electric fish, which will follow you. She also calls out this turtle, which will launch out these grenades, and then, explode. The second phase of the boss is that Cala Maria gets bitten by these two eels, turning her into Medusa. Her attacks is that she turns you into stone, while eels spit these electric ball thingies at you. Some of them you can parry. The last phase of the boss is that her whole body turns into stone except for her head. There are only 3 attacks to that boss though. One attack is that she turns you into stone by using this guy that looks like a ghost. You know what I mean. The other one is when one of her snakes will puke out these skulls in a bubble. There's also those spiky wall thingies. Those block your way. You just defeated Cala Maria. Welcome to Railroad Wrath, featuring Phantom Express. This is my favorite boss in the game. In there, you'll be fighting against a ghost that will shoot eyeballs out of its hands. There will be flying pumpkins that will drop soap that you can parry. The reason why it does that is because if you don't parry that soap, it will drop on that thingy, which will get closer to the ghost. Stupid lawnmower. The next phase of the boss is this skeleton. Once its head pops out in the middle, the 2 arms in the left and right smash on the ground. If his head is on the right, his 2 arms are on the left. If his head is on the left, his 2 arms are on the right. In the second phase of the boss, there are 2 weird guys in the left and the right. Lightning thingies will come out of their mouth, all the way to the end. In the middle, will shoot white ghosts, but if you hit them, a parry skull will come out of them. That way it can move the platform, instead of the pumpkins dropping soaps. The last phase of the boss is where you fight against the train. The only thing that you have to hit is the heart. By opening the heart, you have to parry the tail. There are 2 attacks. Flames around his heart, which goes over, and the onion bone that comes out of his nose. You just defeated Phantom Express, the last boss on Inkwell 3. You now collected all your contracts. You will now enter Inkwell Hell. You'll be fighting against King Dice and the Devil, but first, you'll have to fight King Dice. Well, looky here. You actually pulled it off, but you've made me lose a bet. And for that, you ain't seeing the boss just yet. We're gonna play a little game first. Welcome to All Bets Are Off, featuring King Dice. The way this game works is that you have to parry the dice. We'll choose a random number that will land on a random boss, which is the mini boss. but let's do all of them one by one. Let's go against Tipsy Troop. It only has 3 attacks. One, which is this Yosemite Sam, will spill wine at the bottom. The other one, which olives come out of her cup. Some of them you can parry. The guy in the back spills wine from the ceiling. Yeah, that's it. You've just defeated Tipsy Troop. Let's fight against Chips Bedigan. Sounds familiar to my last name, actually. That one attack is that he moves his head and part of his body to the other side. It's very easy. I suggest using the chaser, because you only have to hit his head. You just defeated Chips Bedigan. Let's fight against Mr. Wheezy. He will shoot the fire boomerang things out of his mouth and will teleport to the other side.
Oh! Ew!
I suggest you using a chaser to dash, because there's gonna be devil cigars blocking your way. You just defeated Mr. Wheezy. Let's fight against Pip and Dot. The 2 attacks they have is that when they open their mouth, an orb comes out, but some of them you can parry. The other attack is that they release a bird that goes down and follows you. You have to avoid the spikes on the ground. You've just defeated Pip and Dot. Let's fight against Hocus Pocus. His 2 only attacks is that he surrounds you with rabbit skulls, but there's an open gap that you can escape. The other attack is that there are shapes on the bottom or top that will go down or up on you. You just defeated Hocus Pocus. Let's fight against Fear Lap. His one attack is that he shoots a present out of its rib cage, exploding horseshoes. Some of the horseshoes you can parry. The most annoying part of this boss is that there's freaking trees blocking our way. In the bottom, there will be people riding far laps, skeleton far laps. And if you see a ghost riding a far lap, it's gonna attack you. You just defeated Fear Lap. Let's fight against Piruletta. It's very simple. You just have to use her chaser to dodge her attack. But that's not the main attack though. She throws balls from the ceiling, trying to hit you. Instead of using your smoke bomb, you can parry these poker chips to jump over that boss. You just defeated Piruletta. These mini bosses are way too easy. Let's fight against Mangosteen. That's not a Mangosteen, that's an 8-ball. His only attack is that he shoots this weird ball at you, while there's squares jumping everywhere. You just defeated Mangosteen. Let's fight against Mr. Chimes, the last mini-boss. The way this boss works is that you have to parry these cards, and they have to be the same one. And if you do that, you'll fight Mr. Chimes.
Uh-oh. Stinky poop.
His one attack is that he'll clap with his 2 cymbals. Wait, did I say that right? Clapping music notes that'll try to hit you. You just defeated Mr. Chimes. Since you now defeated all the mini-bosses, you get to start over again. You'll fight King Dice himself. It's not that hard. An army of cards will run towards you, but some of them you can parry. That's all you need to do. You just defeated King Dice. Welcome to One Hell at a Time, featuring the Devil. Well, well, well. Look how far you've come. Not only did you bust up my good-for-nothing lackey, King Dice, but I see you've got my soul contracts. As agreed, hand him over and join my team. These 2 options will give you 2 different endings. If you choose the bad ending, this will happen. You're mine now, and we're gonna have a hell of a time down here. And nobody likes that ending. But if you say no, you'll get the good ending. Welching on me just like all the others, eh? I'll cheat you for backing out of a deal. Have at you! You'll now fight the Devil, the last boss in the game. He has a lot of attacks. 1, he turns into a goat, smashing you from the ground. Another one is where he does this ritual, spawning 4 balls that bounce around, but some of them you can parry. Another one is where he turns into this dragon going to the other side. Don't die. Another attack is that he'll do the same ritual, but instead they're fireballs. Well, not fireballs, but you know what I mean. He'll do all those attacks while little devil guys run at you. He'll also turn into a spider, trying to kill you. It will move wherever you go. For example, let's say you're on the right there. It goes right there. You know, the spider? The last phase of the boss is that he opens his skeleton going inside of a black hole. In there, you'll fight the devil in the bottomless pit. One of his attacks is that he turns his eye into an axe, which goes around. Another attack is that a pink bomb will come out of his ear. Try to parry it, or else it'll make a huge explosion. While he attacks you, poker chips will fall from the ceiling. The second last phase of the boss, one of his attacks is that he uses 2 other devils that will puke out skulls at you, but some of them you can parry. Devil bats will come out of his forehead and will come closer to you. The last phase of the boss is that he'll cry out tears, and you only stand on one platform. And yes, a poker chip will fall on that platform. You just defeated the last boss in Cuphead. The brothers had triumphed over the demon, forcing him to finally give up. "We shall accept your surrender, devil," Cuphead laughed. "But we're not done just yet." And with that, Cuphead and Mugman destroyed all of the soul contracts, releasing Inkwell Isle's residents from the eternal servitude to the devil. "Gosh, I can't wait to tell everybody," Cuphead said. The boys set off for home, and the top speed. "Come on, last one there is a leaky cup," Mugman teased as they ran. Once home, the brothers gathered everyone together. "You're all free of the devil's debt," Cuphead announced, "and that fiend won't bother us again," Mugman added. As an all-day celebration, the brothers promised to never wander into trouble again. And they didn't, until the next time, of course. But that is another story. I want to give credit to everything I just added in this video, including you, Pro Safia, and you, Justo All Day. Cuphead has been in the making since 2013. It's really cool how Chad and Jared came up with an idea that huge, gathering lots of people. Corey Kenshin played it, Markiplier played it, Jacksepticeye played it, and I played it. Yeah, I actually finished the game. Most kids gave up on that game because it was too hard. Well, I'm still a kid. See you guys when the DLC comes. Well, I'm not going to be explaining. I'm going to be playing. Bye everyone. See you in the next video.